Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
We got to keep our eye on any refreeze tonight when the temperatures drop, and certainly something we're gonna keep an eye on. They're gonna go back out there, re-scrape, make sure those shoulders and those lanes are completely cleared.
There's still some slippery spots on the roads tonight after snow hit the state earlier today. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. We're getting a break from the snow, at least for now, but don't expect things to last. More snow is heading our way this weekend.
Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank for a first look at the forecast. Rach.
Yeah, winter's finally showed up, and it looks like the next storm on the way for Saturday night into Sunday morning is going to be a bigger one overall, with widespread plowable snow getting underway around 9-10 o'clock Saturday night and continuing through about 9 or 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. So it's a fairly fast hitter. The timing is much better, not during the weekday, although I'm sure the kids would beg to differ. I'm sure they love the snow day today. But again, it does look like tough travel during that time frame especially. Meantime, still some areas of mist out there. You can see that by looking at visibility, which is lower in the Connecticut River Valley. And with temperatures that are below freezing in Hartford and Windsor Locks, we're still putting down a very fine layer of ice. However, as we head through the overnight hours, temperatures will actually be climbing. So as we head towards daybreak, we will not be below freezing anywhere in the state, and that's going to help us out for the morning drive tomorrow and help you out for any snow and ice removal that you need to do. There is a chance for an isolated snow shower or flurry in the morning on Friday. Otherwise, we're looking at a breezy day, gusts up to around 40 miles an hour, and falling temperatures as we head through the afternoon. The wind slowly diminishing by this time tomorrow night. And then, again, we do have that weather impact alert for Saturday night into Sunday morning. We'll talk about our latest thoughts, full forecast coming up in just a bit.
All right, Rachel, thank you. We're only 3 days away from Super Bowl Sunday, just about the busiest time of the year for bars and restaurants, many of them. You might say it's their Super Bowl. Total spending that day expected to reach a record-breaking $18.6 billion, according to the National Retail Federation.
But a potential snowstorm here in Connecticut could get in the way of some Super Bowl plans. People might not be heading out. Fox 61's Stefan Reel spoke with one local sports bar about their plans for the weekend ahead.
The Super Bowl. It's like, well, the Super Bowl of all busy days for sports bars and restaurants like this across the country. And a big part of that will end up being takeout, because some estimates show that 1 in 7 Americans will be ordering food to go for the big game.
It'll be several busy days ahead for places like Murphy's Pub and Sports Bar in Cromwell,
The Eagles are on!
as families like Chris Pearl and his son Carson get ready to flood the business come Super Bowl Sunday.
It's a big event. I was born in Philadelphia. I followed the Eagles all my life. Carson's now been following the Eagles. We're really excited to watch the game here Sunday, and he's so excited he wanted to see where we were going to watch it.
The duo is ready to experience the rematch from just 2 years ago between the Eagles and the Chiefs. And of course, dig into the food at Murphy's, which will be in high demand.
We're ready to go. We can't wait.
General Manager Casey Hancock tells Fox 61 the team began planning for this night at the start of the season. On Thursday night, he put the final touches on the bar's Super Bowl themed menu.
I even created a couple of specialty cocktails, the Chief Tito and the Bamboo Philly Bowl. We are expecting roughly around 300 people, probably a little bit more. We are stocked up on about 2,400 wings.
And that's just a mere fraction of all the wings Americans will eat Sunday night. Roughly 1.5 billion wings in total, according to the food service publisher Food on Demand. And Hancock believes even with the snow on its way Super Bowl weekend, business will still be booming, and takeout orders will be a big seller.
The parking lot will be salted. You know, we may have a couple of reservations that cancel, but we're also expecting a large amount of people that are going to be walk-ins. This is New England. People aren't afraid of the snow when it comes to the Super Bowl.
Now, there are still some restaurants and bars that are accepting to-go reservations up until Super Bowl Sunday. But Hancock recommends giving the place you want to order from a call a couple days ahead just to make sure that they're still accepting reservations. But for now, in Cromwell, Stefan Reels, Fox 61.
Stefan, thank you. Be sure to stay with Fox 61 as we monitor the snow this weekend. We'll update you as conditions change so you can plan accordingly for your Super Bowl celebration. You can also download the free Fox 61 News app to keep up with our weather impact team anywhere, anytime. Well, bird flu cases have made their way to Connecticut, and it's more noticeable at one pond in Meriden.
Fox 61's Kate Pattyfoot went to Hanover Pond and spoke with people in the area.
A couple days ago, people tell me they found dozens of dead geese in this pond in Meriden. Now, after social media posts, the state later confirmed that the geese had bird flu. Hanover Pond in Meriden is known for its impressive bird wildlife, so when word spread that dead geese were popping up, Emma Mulaney and Michael DeGioia were among the many who were shocked.
I thought the birds were just frozen in the pond until I read an article about it, and yeah, it's weird, concerning.
So you saw the birds?
Yes, there were like a pile of them.
A lot of species use this area, and having bird flu in the area is extremely concerning because it's really highly transmittable and it's really hard to deal with in wild populations of birds. So having it here and having it already having such an impact is very concerning.
Bird flu is caused by avian influenza A and is spread between wild birds, not people. But if you see a dead bird, health experts say you should not touch it. According to the CDC, human infection with avian influenza viruses can happen when the virus gets into a person's eyes, nose, or mouth, or is inhaled. This can happen when the virus is in the air in droplets, small aerosol particles, or possibly dust. Connecticut agriculture officials have reported at least 2 instances where bird flu has been found in backyard poultry flocks. Dr. Kimberly Rowlands, a Department of Agriculture and Resource Economics professor at UConn, says this could cause larger problems for poultry farmers in our state.
If one of them, a few birds die, and then the next day, half of them are dead, you'd be sitting there awake all night going, oh my gosh, is it going through all of my barns? And then imagine if we're paying so much more for eggs and there's a shortage, there's probably a shortage of eggs for hatcheries as well.
On top of that, Dr. Rowland says the uptick in bird flu will impact our wallets.
As the stock crashes, the demand is still there. People are still wanting to buy eggs, so you see the prices go quite high. For other commodities, other things, goods that you see, in the marketplace, there may be more substitutes. Or, people, I don't need this. I'll get something else totally different. And you wouldn't see such a price effect. But eggs are different.
According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, egg prices are estimated to go up 20% because of the rise in bird flu cases causing an egg shortage. In Meriden, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
Thank you, Kay. A Plainville woman who entered the Bristol Police Department back in 2023 and opened fire pleaded guilty this week to charges based on that shooting. Take a look at video from the incident. No one was hurt here. Police say 51-year-old Suzanne LaPrise walked into the lobby in October of 2023 and fired her gun at the bulletproof glass. One of the officers fired back at LaPrise, but she wasn't hit either. The Office of the Inspector General released a report saying the officer was justified in his actions. LaPrise is due back in court in April.
Well, West Haven police are opening a cold case from 2003. Today, police say they received new information about what happened to Alzo Alvarez, who was 20 years old when he went missing. Police are looking to connect with family, friends, or neighbors of Alvarez so they can get the case solved. There's no photo of the victim nor additional details about what new information they have received, but we have calls in to West Haven police to find out more.
A 2-car crash is under investigation tonight in North Branford. It happened last night just after 11 in the area of Lintonville and Pistapog Road. One of the cars ended up pushed up against a nearby home, but officials say the home itself was not damaged. 4 juveniles were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and the incident is still under investigation.
Owners of commercial dry cleaning business in Newington are cleaning up tonight. A fire inside the building broke out this morning. It happened just before 5 at Sunshine Laundry. The business manager says the damage is mostly on the outside, though, in the loading dock area. He says there's smoke damage inside, so they still need to clean things up before they can reopen. No one was hurt.
And a house fire is under investigation in Oxford tonight. It happened yesterday in the area of Hawley and Morse Roads. We're told the flames took over the roof and everyone made it out safely. The fire was put out in about 45 minutes. There's still no word yet on what caused it. A fire broke out in a Danbury home today. Firefighters responded to a home on Hoyt Street around 4:30 this afternoon for a second alarm fire. Several other local fire departments were called in to tackle tackle the flames. Fortunately, no one was injured. The Red Cross is assisting the occupants of the home tonight, and the cause of that fire is under investigation.
Connecticut's among more than a dozen states filing a lawsuit against the Department of Government Efficiency, better known as DOGE. Attorneys general from several Democrat-majority states are suing to stop Elon Musk and DOGE from accessing federal payment systems containing Americans' sensitive personal information. Earlier this week, a federal judge temporarily blocked the department from certain Treasury Department payment records. The Department of Justice agreed earlier in the week to limit access to the sensitive records in the Treasury Department to only 2 DOGE employees who will only have read-only access to those systems. However, those opposed to these permissions feel such access could lead to security risks or missed payments for programs like Social Security and Medicare. Attorney General William Tong and those other attorneys general released a joint statement saying, quote, in defense of our Constitution, our right to privacy, and the essential funding that individuals and communities nationwide are counting on, we will be filing a lawsuit to stop this injustice. The White House has not yet commented on the suit.
And a federal judge has temporarily blocked President Trump's plan offering incentives for federal workers to resign. Kevin Uretsky has more on this story.
A federal judge in Boston temporarily blocked President Trump's buyout deadline for federal employees. The original offer was set to expire Thursday at midnight.
We'll find highly competent individuals who want to fill these roles.
Now, both workers and the Trump administration have more time to prepare for a new hearing set for Monday. Last month, the Trump administration, along with Trump advisor Elon Musk, offered workers pay and benefits through September in exchange for their resignation.
Beware of this offer. I don't believe it's been funded. I don't believe Donald Trump has any history of ever paying his bills.
The buyout is part of Mr. Trump's plan to reduce and restructure the federal workforce, which consists of more than 2 million employees.
These actions that the Trump administration is taking, it's not just important for his agenda and fulfilling his campaign promises, which it is, but it's important for securing the future of this country.
In a statement, the White House reacted to the delay, calling the buyout offer, quote, very generous and once in a lifetime, while critics argue this buyout will have broader implications.
Do you depend on having clean water? Do you want your food inspected so you know what you're eating? Do you know what's coming across the border? All of those things are supported by federal employees and are at risk.
The White House says more than 40,000 federal workers have already accepted the offer. Kevin Uretsky, Fox 61.